Putting money into real estate might help you diversify your holdings and possibly generate returns over the long run. Selecting the best European country to invest in real estate might be difficult because there are so many to select from. Thus, we will examine some of the most important real estate investment considerations in this video and present you insightful information to aid in your decision-making. Real estate investing may be quite rewarding, but picking the appropriate nation to put your money can really make a big impact. The real estate market, laws and regulations that are specific to each nation can have a big impact on how well an investment performs. As a result, it is essential to carry out in-depth study on the nation's real estate market before making any investments. When selecting a nation, one should take into account factors including growth potential, property taxes, political and economic stability, and rental yields. To ascertain whether the nation is a stable and lucrative investment opportunity, it is critical to examine its economic growth and prospects for the future. Furthermore, political stability is essential since political upheaval and volatility have the potential to impact real estate market variations. Country-to-country variations in property taxes can also have a big impact on an investment's overall profitability. Another crucial element to take into account is rental yields, which can boost the return on investment and offer a consistent revenue stream. In order to determine whether an investment has long-term potential, it is imperative that one take into account the real estate market's growth potential in the nation. Selecting the appropriate nation for real estate investment is crucial to optimizing returns and mitigating hazards. Investors may locate the greatest investment possibilities in Europe and make well-informed selections by examining the distinct markets, legal frameworks, and regulatory requirements of each nation. Political and economic stability of the nation. The political and economic stability of a nation is a crucial consideration when selecting the ideal location for real estate investment in Europe. Investors might feel more confident about their investments in a stable political and economic climate because there is less chance of surprise policy changes or sharp variations in real estate values. When making a real estate investment, it is imperative to investigate the political and economic stability of a given nation. A nation's ability to draw in foreign investment is bolstered by a stable political and economic climate. This can result in additional economic expansion and prospects for real estate investors. Real estate investors find certain European nations, including Germany and Switzerland, appealing because of their reputation for political and economic stability. Property rules and tax legislation. It is crucial to investigate the property laws and tax rules of the nation you are contemplating when making a real estate investment. The tax rules and regulations of various nations can have a big influence on your investment profits. Your prospective rental revenue may be lowered in certain nations due to factors like higher property taxes or more stringent laws governing the rental of real estate. Furthermore, certain nations could have intricate tax structures that are challenging for international investors to understand. However, other nations have more advantageous real estate and tax policies, which can boost your investment results. For instance, provides tax breaks to overseas investors or has lax laws on short-term rentals. Selecting a nation with advantageous tax and regulatory policies will optimize your investment gains and reduce any potential hassles. Growth potential and trends in the real estate sector. While selecting the best European nation for real estate investment, trends in the real estate market and potential for growth must be taken into account. To be sure that the investment will pay off in the long run, it is critical to consider the market's present situation as well as its growth prospects. A nation's real estate market's potential for expansion can be impacted by a number of variables, including employment opportunities, infrastructural development, and population increase. A strong economy and expanding population are anticipated to boost demand for real estate, which will raise property values and rental revenue in those nations. It is vital to take into account the prevailing market trends, encompassing the availability and demand of real estate, rates of vacancy, and rental yields. Investigating these elements can aid in determining the ideal places to invest and provide guidance when choosing the kind of real estate to buy. As an investor, you should also be aware of the government's plans for upcoming initiatives that could affect the real estate market's potential for growth, such as zoning regulations and infrastructure projects, living expenses, and standard of living. Selecting the finest European nation for real estate investment requires careful consideration of a number of aspects, including cost of living and quality of life. Buying and maintaining a house can be more economical in a nation with a lower cost of living. A good quality of life can also draw more people to the area, which raises the demand for property and increases the possibility of earning rental money. Europe has several nations with renownedly high standards of living, including Denmark, Sweden, and Switzerland. These nations boast first-rate healthcare, educational, and general living standards. But they also typically have greater living expenses, which could affect how affordable real estate is. Conversely, nations such as Portugal, Spain, and Greece present a higher standard of living at a more reasonable cost of living. These nations are desirable for rental income because of their thriving tourism industries, transaction fees, and legal processes. Costs associated with transactions and legal processes are crucial aspects to take into account when purchasing real estate in Europe. Every nation has its own set of laws and rules governing transactions involving real estate. The timeframes and transaction costs associated with closing a real estate deal can be greatly impacted by these rules. It's critical to learn about and comprehend the legal requirements and processes associated with purchasing and selling real estate in a certain nation. The engagement of a lawyer or notary public in a transaction may be mandated in some countries, which could raise the transaction's total cost. The costs associated with transactions, such as taxes, legal fees, and other outlays, can differ greatly between nations. These expenses must be taken into account when estimating a property's possible return on investment. Furthermore, it's critical to understand any limitations or guidelines pertaining to foreign property ownership in a certain nation. Foreigners may not be able to possess as much property as citizens of some other countries, or they may need official clearance before they can buy real estate. This brings us to the end of this video. If you like the video, please consider subscribing and sharing, so we can keep bringing more content like this. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.